Alright, this is my review of the Acer Aspire Revo R3700. I guess it's supposed to be used as a HTPC. Now I've been looking for something like this because there's a bunch of stuff I can't do on my PS3, like browse the web properly, and certain types of videos that I can't play, like MKV. So I wanted something like this I could pop in the living room that wasn't too expensive, and I saw this on Amazon for about 350 bucks, and the specs look like they could work for me. So I went online trying to look for reviews, and I got a whole bunch of different reviews. Some people saying it was great, some people saying it sucked. So I wanted to do a review a little more detailed, so people who were in the same position I was would maybe have better luck with finding exactly what they were looking for. So as you can tell, this is all that comes with the device. I didn't bother to do the unboxing. There's plenty of unboxing videos on YouTube that you can find if you wanted. It's a nice little, I don't know if it's wireless or Bluetooth, but it's a nice little keyboard, decent quality, nothing too fancy, nice shiny sheen to it. And there's a very basic, wireless optical mouse that has a little dongle that's in here when you first get the device, which is what's plugged in to, I don't know if you can see properly, just a little USB type dongle that you can plug into the top of the device and connects pretty easily. There's a button on the back where you just hit connect on here and it's pretty much good to go. And the best part about this keyboard is it works on your PS3. So if you're ever in a situation where you wanted to send messages and you got tired of going up and down your controller, plug this right in, no fancy drivers needed. It works perfectly. I love it. So let's go into what the device actually looks like. There's a total of, I believe it was 6 USB ports. You got one up here, one right here, 4 in the back, Ethernet jack, HDMI, analog out, power, and there's a little, key lock over here for the USB, for the computer. And it comes with a little kickstand that you can pop out. I like to keep it standing up, so this is how I leave it. So that's basically all there is to it. The device has a Atom chip, which is supposed to be a low power chip for like netbooks. If you want something that's heavy on computing, you do not want to get this. But the intriguing part about this device is it's got the NVIDIA Iron chip in there, which is supposed to be really good for video. And I figured, okay, the processor isn't so hot, but the Iron chip should be able to handle some of the HD video and such. So I figured with Iron plus a not so great chip might be an okay device. Nothing too powerful, but enough to get the job done, which is essentially playing DivX MKV files, little light web browsing. And it comes with Windows 7 Premium. So next up, we'll go into the performance of the device. Hopefully the glare isn't too much. It's my reflection in there. I'm just going to turn it on and give you guys an idea of how quickly it boots up. Let's see. I don't have much installed on it, just basically Firefox, Chrome, and I've installed Fraps because everyone always talks about how well it plays video, but 10 frames per second might be good for some people. Other people are expecting 30s to 60s, so I put on Fraps so you can actually get a count of how well the device is playing video from standard definition to HD stuff as well. So it boots up pretty quick into Windows, put in my password. Contrast has changed on our camera, so hopefully it's a little clear. I also have Avast, that free antivirus software. So that usually what takes a little bit longer to boot up because Avast is doing this stuff. And also there's been a lot of updates from Windows 7. Seems every time I shut it down, the thing is doing an update. But this is the basic look of it. It's running at, it's connected via HDMI, so it is 1080p. But I have changed the resolution on the device because it was kind of hard to see the screen from all the way back at the couch. So right now we're running at 1360 by 768. I don't know if you can see that. So anyway, first thing I guess everyone wants to find out is how well does it play YouTube. If you're looking for flash performance, that's one of the first things you want to check. So let me boot up Fraps, get that running, and I'm gonna get my YouTube started. Oh, one thing that I should mention about this device, you probably can't see it as well, but the Wi-Fi signal is kind of low. I guess the chip in there, it could probably use an antenna, but I guess they wanted to keep the computer pretty compact. So the Wi-Fi signal is kind of low, and every now and then I do get some drops while other devices are still connected to my router. Now, how much of it is the router acting up versus the Revo, I'm not quite sure, but something to be aware of. I mean, even though it's low, I'm able to max out my connection when I'm downloading stuff. So it's all right. So we're on YouTube right now. Let me do a quick video. Let's see, a video we can watch that I know is in 720p. The Body Rock TV guys with Susanna. I know. Let's see, where's Charlie James? Charlie James. They always have videos in sometimes 780p, or there's one. Damn, this chick is fine. So let's put it on HD and 720p. Give it a second to buffer. And we're rocking at about 30-35 frames per second, 720p. No problem, nice and smooth. So we don't have any problems with these kind of videos. So 720p usually works well. 1080p, not so much. You can really tell the GPU on the Iron is really struggling to keep up with 1080p. So shut this video down for right now, and let's go pull up, let's see, Pitbull, give me everything. I know that one, the Vivo channel, should have it in 1080p as well, so let's see what that looks like. There we go. So this is what happens. If I set this to ads, okay. So alright, if we move this to 1080p right now, and let me make that full screen, you see how it kind of chokes. I mean, it's playing, you can hear the sounds coming through, but if you look at the frame rate at the top right, we're going 12, 13 frames per second, so it's a bit choppy. Now if we take this and we drop it down to 720p, all of a sudden butter smooth, we're back at, you know, that 30 frames per second mark. So, and most of this stuff is filmed at 24 frames per second anyway, so real smooth at 720p. When you go to 1080p, not so much. So keep that in mind when considering buying this device, that you expect 720p will work, 1080p it's going to be a little bit of a struggle. Alright, now I'm doing Netflix, and this is going to be a 30 rock video. Now I have my settings for HD down here saying to allow HD right there. So what it does, it starts buffering, streaming, low quality, and as the bandwidth starts picking up, it goes into HD. So right now it's actually a little muddy as it's buffering. And as the stream starts getting better quality, then it upgrades to HD because I have a 10 megabit connection. And as soon as it goes HD, like right there, you can tell all of a sudden we're really choppy, and you can tell by, if I go down here, my HD button is now lit up because it's HD. So this is what I've noticed with Netflix using Silverlight. For whatever reason, once you go HD, the device starts, you know, acting up. I don't know if it has anything to do with hardware acceleration on a GPU not being enabled with Silverlight. I'm not quite sure how that works right now, but Netflix in HD, very choppy. So keep that in mind if you were thinking about this for a Netflix type player. I already have my PS3, which does it no problem, so that really wasn't a concern for me. I also had some complaints about daily motion. It's been working fine for me. HD is on in this particular video. This is the Harry Potter trailer, and you can see frame rate is 30 frames per second plus. This is running at 720p, I believe, and works with no problems. So yet another streaming site where you shouldn't have any issues streaming video from at high definition, at least up to 720p. I don't know if they have option for 1080p, I doubt it, but 720p works no problem, as you can tell. There. So another thing I enjoy doing is, I'm a big Street Fighter fan. A lot of times on the weekends they have some tournaments that are streamed over Justin TV or Ustream or whatever, and I enjoy watching those, and I wanted an option to be able to, you know, watch some of these tournaments on the big screen rather than carrying my laptop everywhere. So this is one particular stream that kind of runs online games, Peaceful J, and usually runs in, I think it's 720p it runs, although I guess there is some compression on Justin TV, but as you can tell, a rock solid 30 frames per second. So last week I believe there was 2 streams going on. I had 2 browsers open, both streaming simultaneously, and it wasn't a problem at all. So for your streaming needs, the Revo should be able to handle those. So one of the important things to note is you can see it's running smoothly here, right? Well, that's partially because I have ad blocker blocking a lot of some of the other crap that gets put on the site. There's a lot of flash ads and something that sits at the bottom. Usually those things will cause problems with your Atom processor because the flash is a bit intensive. So what I'm going to do here is let me go ahead and let me copy this real quickly. Shut down Firefox and let's run Google Chrome and see how Google Chrome handles it. And bear in mind I have Google Chrome a little bigger size. But you know, the Best Buy ad is now in there. There's another thing that's gonna pop up at the bottom, and it's like just even scrolling is kind of painful. It's real slow on the scrolling, and the ad is about to load in a second. Okay, the ad is done, and let's see how well it loads this now. As you can tell, compared to what we were just watching, it's way slower. I mean, granted, the chat is loading. Hold on, let me shut down the chat just to make it a little easier. But you can tell the other one is locked 30 frames per second. This thing looks like it's at 5 right now. Let me increase it. Yeah, it's like 15. It's going up a little bit. There we go. But yeah, now it's back up to 30 because I'm going full screen, of course, and I'm removing the other ads. But if I was to go back to regular, it's just really choppy because there's so much processing power being eaten up by all the Best Buy ads and all the other stuff that's going on there. So keep that in mind. You really need an ad blocker if you're gonna watch a streaming site that has a lot of ad stuff because Flash is known to be pretty CPU intensive.